also always streaming at that SuperTalk Mississippi app and on your local SuperTalk Mississippi radio station. But you can watch us too. We are on your computer, your mobile device. Just head on over to SuperTalk TV. You may have heard lately that one of Mississippi's teachers, an Oak Grove teacher, won the Milken Educator Award. Well, she's joining us today to tell us all about that experience. Joining us is Amanda. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, how are you?
Congratulations, girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
Has it been a whirlwind?
It sure has. I am still kind of trying to pinch myself and think I'm waking up from a dream.
So what day? It was a week, 2 weeks ago? When was it, Amanda?
Yes, it was last Wednesday. Yes, ma'am.
So, man, time flies. It feels like 2 weeks, but then, yes, also yesterday. So walk us through that day, because we've now seen it, and I got tickled, Amanda. One of the photos they have of you, I shared, it looks like you're in this big yawn, and when I opened up the thing, I was like, why would they take a picture of a lady yawning? But clearly, you were stunned and surprised. So walk us through that particular day in Oak Grove. Was it like any other normal day, or was there a little bit of difference to it before you were announced?
Well, our administrator had told us that we were going to have a school-wide assembly because our school was being recognized for some great things that we had been doing, and those things were all true, so I was expecting just a school-wide assembly. We had people coming from the State Department. Everybody was, kind of anxious, expecting that and not really knowing what to expect, I guess. And they did kind of talk about those things at the beginning of the assembly. And then Stephanie from the Milken Foundation stands up and she starts talking about their foundation. And I still thought at that point, like maybe the school was getting some sort of award, because I honestly had never heard of the Milken Teacher Award. And so then she starts talking about a person, and then when she said my name, yes, it was total shock you saw on my face. It does look like I'm yawning in that still frame, though. I was like, they did me dirty on that picture.
Well, not until you know the story, though, Amanda. And then I was like, oh, she's totally like, that is just sheer shock. And so it totally fits with it for sure. It shows the great surprise that it was. And so how do you get nominated for a Milken Educator Award? If you yourself maybe hadn't necessarily heard of the foundation, who would have nominated you? How would they have gotten your application?
Honestly, there's not like a formal nomination process, so they seek out, I guess, recommendations from people. I don't really know the full process. It's very top secret. And they don't really, there's not a formal, like a nomination process is what I've been told. So I don't really know exactly all the ins and outs of how it works, but they do seek to find, teachers who are kind of fly under the radar, who maybe don't always get the limelight, I guess. And so they're looking for people who are contributing in kind of different, innovative ways. I know that's kind of the criteria they use to find people, but I don't know exactly how the recommendation referral process happens of how they do that. And I was pretty much told that I'll never know all the pieces and parts. So
that's probably a good thing, though. So then it keeps it very organic in the way that they choose. There's something you can't be, sort of balled or influenced in that way, which I think is really cool. I also think there's only 3,000 recipients over however many years they've done that. And for you to be one of them out of all the teachers possible, Amanda, I mean, what a great recognition for that, for the work that you are doing there at Oak Grove. So you're a teacher, obviously, or you wouldn't have gotten the award. How long have you been a teacher?
I've been teaching about 16 years now. So
what grade do you teach?
I teach fifth grade currently. That's where most of my years of experience have been. I taught first grade for a few years when we lived out of state, but mostly fifth grade, and I pretty much taught it all in fifth grade. But I currently teach English and science, or all the ELA, I guess really the English and the reading part of it. So,
what was it about the profession of teaching that led you to the work?
Honestly, I have just always wanted to be a teacher from the time I was a little kid. My family had a shop in the backyard, and my childhood friend and I, we grew up playing in that shop, playing school. And then as I got a little older, I started helping my cousin. I would help her study for her test. I distinctly remember sitting at the bar helping her learn her states and capitals. And so I've just kind of always had it in my heart, and that even carried in through college. And then I just had really great teachers who helped encourage me and kind of pushed me in that direction. And so I just don't know anything outside of teaching. I feel like it's the gift that God gave me, and I hope to continue to do it for as long as possible. So.
Well, there are many teachers that a lot of parents would consider unsung heroes. You guys are arguably with them, at least during the week, maybe more hours than we are, unfortunately, sometimes. Mm-hmm. So, and that can be a little daunting. I couldn't imagine, being with my kids. Well, I won't say that. I love them. I love both of them. But, they can be a little hard to handle sometimes. So what keeps you passionate about that particular age? Because that 5th grade age can be a little tough.
It can be, but it's such a fun age, I think, because there's an independence that comes with it, but they're still at an age where most of the time they still want to be at school. They're looking for kind of guidance and direction before middle school, and so I think it's just a really great age to really make an impact on kids. They're big enough to kind of understand what's going on in the world, and you can have real conversations with them, and they just, I don't know. I've taught 5th grade most of my time, so I really enjoy 5th graders. They definitely can be challenging at times, but they keep you on your toes as well. So you just never know every day is new. That's for sure.
You're right. It all goes downhill when they hit middle school.
Yes, those teachers deserve a special place for sure.
I got a 7th grader right now, and I laugh. I love, it's definitely an experience, and God bless all the teachers. Okay, but you got recognized, obviously, with this Milken Educators Award this last Wednesday. You didn't just get a nice little plaque, which you're holding in the photo over at SuperTalk TV. You got a little prize money with it, too. So $25,000. You don't get that every day. What was that like?
That was the most shocking part of it. I was like, oh my gosh, $25,000. I mean, that's a life-changing amount of money. I don't know what I'm going to do with it just yet, but I definitely have some ideas playing around in my head of things that, obviously responsibilities that have to be taken care of. But I would like to, do some fun things with it as well. But, yeah, it's definitely not anything I could have imagined or dreamt of or prayed for even. So that was shocking for sure.
And I think that's one of the beauties of this particular award for its recipients, Amanda. You guys, it's for you get to choose what you want to do it, not because most of the teachers who get that already are giving above and beyond back into their classrooms. And I think most teachers who care do. And so for the parents listening, Amanda, when teachers ask for those wish lists or maybe those little bit of extras for the classroom, how important is it for parents to maybe, not scoff at it, but go buy double or help the teacher out when she's or he is trying to get some of those extras into the classroom?
Oh, absolutely. I think most of the time they only ask for a small portion of what they really are doing themselves. And I've been very blessed to have very supportive families. I sent out a wish list yesterday of things for some upcoming science projects that we're going to be doing, and within, a few hours, the whole list was signed up for. And so I've been very fortunate in that regard, but I know that there are a lot of teachers who don't have that same circumstance, and it can be incredibly difficult. So I think even if you don't have kids in school, if you have the opportunity to give, reaching out to your local schools and seeing what they need is always a great way to pour back into your community and know that it's being put towards kids in our future. So
I know when my kids got to go back to school after the shutdown during COVID, Amanda, I was like, you need highlighters, you need construction paper, what you need. What can I give you to enhance you taking back over teaching my kid, reading, math, arithmetic, and sort of all of those things. Mm-hmm. Speaking of the kids, though, you're not the only one that's with a shocked face and a happy face in your photo. You also have all your students around you that are recognizing the moment, too. Mm-hmm. So how did they respond to their teacher getting the Milken Educator Award?
They were so funny about it. They came back to school the next day. I don't think any of us really in the moment realized, just what it meant. it took us all a little bit of time, and I think for them, they really didn't get it. And so they came home, went home from school and got to see it on the news and then all these things. So they're like, Miss Duplessy, you're trending on YouTube and TikTok. And I was like, only on your YouTube and TikTok. But yes. So they thought that was really cool that their teacher was popping up all over the TV screen. And the two little boys who were sitting next to me, man, they were so funny. Even that day during the thing, they were like, Miss Duplessy, you're going to get it. I was like, no, I'm not. And then so they were just so shocked, and it's just been an exciting experience for all of us, and I'm so glad that I got to even share it with them. So,
well, we're proud of you and representing Oak Grove, but also Mississippi well, and man, what letdown every assembly after that's going to be for you, Miss Amanda. So. But a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and it sounds like it was well-deserved, so congratulations, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me today.
All righty, you guys stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.